It has become pretty clear to me that this government does not give a toss about the everyday Australian. They are screwing you and you don't even know about it. Now, there are two videos I want to show you. It's going to take a minute to understand it, but you have to stick with me because I want to expose something to the Australian people.
I think the Australian people would be staggered to learn that $300 million of their taxpayer money is going to an organisation that delivered a $6.989 billion profit last year. I believe you've got a $300 million partnership with the Clean Energy Finance Corporation. Can you just talk me through that partnership and what that involves?
If the customer application complies with the clean energy setting, it means that we are able to offer a lower interest rate.
So the customer gets the lower interest rate. Is your margin still protected? Is that $300 million essentially covering your margin?
We can fact check that, but my understanding is that it is, and that it's the Clean Energy Foundation that's funding the the Australian taxpayer is, because the Clean Energy Finance Corporation is the Australian taxpayer. So I guess what I want to understand then is, given NAB's profit was $6.989 billion last year, wouldn't you be prepared to take that margin? Why should the Australian taxpayer? I think that's a good debate to have. It's for the government to determine why they have programs running like that.
We saw the Labor government run at the election on promises not to cut the public service, talking about how great the public service was, the need to fully resource it, the need to bring some of the contracting back into the public service. Now we hear that they're actually going to potentially put a 5% sort of efficiency dividend on that. This will be an absolute disaster for a lot of the smaller agencies. If you look at AFP, CSIRO, the gallery, the library, they cannot get by with a 5% reduction in their budget. So I think there's some real questions to be asked of the government. What is your intention here? Is it 5%? Is it to everyone? And why are you doing this now after bashing the coalition, saying that you couldn't trust them but trust us to value the public service, but now we're going to make cuts?
You got it right. Maybe you missed it, so come with me. The first video is talking about the fact that our government decided to give $300 million to a company in the name of green energy scam so that they can do us a favor and reduce their interest rates. Let me explain. If they were supposed to charge you 3% when you applied for a loan to pay for your solar or battery, they're now going to charge you 1.5%. But that's okay because they're giving them $300 million to supplement the other 1.5%. In simple terms, here is what the problem is. Why do they need to give them that? If you just didn't notice that, they make $6.89 billion in profit. So why the hell do they need any of that money? Well, let me explain that to you even further, because the other video is saying that they're somehow running short of budget. They're running short of money, so they're going to cut the public services. 5%, maybe 10%, and that might not sound like much, but here is the problem. Because when you're giving away $300 million to a company that's already making far too much profit, that is never going to get seen by any single Australian, ever, then you cut public service. That's where the money should have gone. And we have to now pay for that, because just like Medicare, when the government decides to cut funding to public services, you are going to end up paying for it. And it now seems to me that this government does not give an absolute toss about you. All they care about is making their friends rich, because why else would you give $300 million to NAB when you know they're already making far too much profit and you are screwing the Australian people over? What about us? Get this right or get out.